Hello, I'm Roy Whiffen, and this is Roy's rant for this week. I've been listening to a lot of people still talking about the virus and how bad it is and how we've got to shelter in place still, and we can only open up a few places and you've got to stand 6 feet apart and all the other good stuff that they've come up with. And people getting really upset about people either wearing masks or not wearing masks. If you want to use logic, if you want to be somebody that has a brain that thinks for themselves, and if you want to wear a mask, I have no problem with that. But I just want to show you something. If you get hold of some baby powder or talcum powder, put it on the front of your mask, then put your mask on, close your eyes, get your hair dryer, and blow it at you, and see what happens. If any of that talcum powder gets through your mask, any germ can get through that mask, going either way. Now, when you wear a mask, when you breathe in, because of the limited filtration that it does, it stops some of the air going into your lungs. And then once you've used the oxygen and you want to breathe out the CO2, it then limits the CO2 that you're breathing out, so it stays in your lungs. So in actual fact, you're doing your body a disservice, my way of thinking, if you wear a mask. Unless you're wearing one of those surgical masks that will stop but those little white and blue deals that you see everybody wearing. As I say, just put some talcum powder or some baby powder on there and then put it on and blow your hairdryer at you and see what happens. Maybe that will answer some of the questions and take some of the annoyance away from people saying, you've got to wear a mask. It's for your benefit, or it's for my benefit. Well, all I've got to tell you is, in my way of thinking, it's for nobody's benefit. Unless you've got one of those surgical masks, the other thing that you have to think of is that if somebody's got the virus and you've got a mask on, guess what? It can still go in through your eyes. So if you haven't got one of those shields on as well, you've still got the possibility of getting it. And then how long do we wear it for? Well, until the virus goes away. Okay. This winter, we will have flu. Are we going to wear it then? So instead of stocking up on toilet paper, maybe you should start stocking up on masks if you feel that way inclined. It's one of those things that it seems to be people are just listening to the wrong information. And people are getting a disservice. We're now seeing on most of the platforms, Facebook, Google, YouTube, if it's anything against the liberal guidelines, they're taking it down. So now we're getting total censorship. Now we're starting to be like socialist countries. Now it's starting to be like communists. And we're accepting it. We are accepting it. We're saying, you know better than us. And in the main, they don't. These experts that we're told have made millions out of being experts, telling you what to take and what not to take and what to do and what not to do. Dr. Fauci, if his medicine gets on the market, he will make millions and possibly billions out of it. Bill Gates, who has no medical degree or anything, telling you what to do and what not to do, is making millions out of this pandemic, even as we speak. And if he gets different things passed through with these different labs that he has money in, he'll make even more billions. At the moment, people are not thinking. They're just being led by sheep. Oh, well, our city fathers tell us. They know no better than you. Oh, well, our state tells us. They know better than you. Remember, this is a pandemic that we've never seen before and we've never heard of before. So we're running on what we do know as far as flu and that sort of thing is concerned. And we have absolutely no idea how long this thing's going to last. They told us, well, when the heat comes, when the summer comes, it'll kill it off. How do you know that if you haven't had it before? You know, these are the things that are said and you're accepting them. If it's in a headline in the newspaper, oh, well, they've checked it out, they must know. No, they haven't. They've just had an idea and they've told you. If it's on the news, it's got to be true. No, it hasn't. 45% of all people that have died from this pandemic have died in the New York area. And yet we're worried about it. 98.6% of the people that have got it have recovered. 98.6. And yet, ooh, you get it, you're going to die. No, you're not. There is a likelihood, if you've got a weak immune system or something like that, or you're not 100% healthy, yeah, you could be in trouble. But in the main, you get over it. You know, with God's blessing, I've never taken the flu vaccine because I believe that your body should be allowed to fight these different things. Now, if it gets to the stage where you're feeling really, really bad, yes, you go to the doctor and you sort something out. But if in the main you've got a cold and, you know, snivelling and all the rest of it, as long as you don't, you know, get too near other people or wear one of those masks, you aren't going to have any great problems. The body is great at looking after itself if you look after it. If you don't look after it, then you've only got yourself to blame. Heavy drinking, heavy smoking, and all the other things, and being totally overweight, then, you know, that's down to you. That's your lifestyle and the way you wanted it. But please think for yourself. And with that, that's the end of Roy's rant this week. And hopefully, with God's blessing, I'll talk to you again soon.